but if there is an actual L sound anywhere inside of a syllable, and it is not at the start of the syllable, it will be a half L. Okay guys, so I want to make a quick short little video here clarifying one big important point from the last video on the half L sound, which I say is a vowel. In that, I gave you a very big general rule, which is that if you see an L and it is not at the start of a syllable, that it will be a half L. And that is definitely true. But there's one thing to keep in mind here. This still works even if we say, for example, fly or flew. Technically, you can still use a half L there, and it's fine. For example, fly, flew, sleigh, play, flick. Okay, it's not a very clear L, and you might not hear it at all, but it is there. And I noticed that I do naturally do that, and I naturally hear that as well. But even though the L isn't the first sound in the word or of the syllable, when we have cases like this where it's like some consonant sound plus L, and it's not necessarily just L right there in the front, but it's almost like a combination of consonant plus L sound as one unit at the start of a syllable, then the full L is definitely possible, the consonant sound L. We could say fly, flew, sleigh, play, and flick. And that's perfectly fine. That sounds very clear. So if that was at all confusing, that should clarify that. If you want to just use the full L there, it sounds perfectly normal. There's no problem. We do that. So while we're here, really quick, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how to form the full L consonant sound. I know we talked about that last time, but we didn't really look too much at examples, and we didn't go into details of how this sound is a little different than it probably is in your language. So let's look at the position. If your teeth are here, right here, front teeth, top teeth, and top of your mouth is here. Okay, now there's the part up here that goes back, right? And there's this little bump here. Now what you can do in English, pretty much anywhere in here is okay for the L. In fact, you can just make your tongue kind of flat right there on the teeth, not a problem, right? Like, lose, love, not a problem. Or you can kind of come up here. You're still gonna be a little bit flat on the tip here. We always want a little bit of flatness. Like, lose, love, still sounds perfectly fine, no problem. In that case, I'm not touching the teeth, I'm just behind the teeth. So anywhere from here with a little bit of flatness on the tip, or, right, so not like this, or just straight there, bam, on here. Not like this, you can't say like, it's too much. We're using the front part of the tongue, just place it gently there on the front, like, no problem. Now in many languages, the L is a little bit different, and it's either in the front part or the back part. Now the front part, some languages like Spanish, instead of having it be more flat, they have it a little more pointed. And this might vary based on dialect, I'm not sure, but when I was learning Spanish, I learned to sort of put the tongue more like this. La, lo, la, li. So it's more of a sharp L, right? It's like it has a sharpness to it, where the English L is l, l. It's a little bit softer in a way. I do know also that if you use the back of your tongue and you push the sides out, so kind of like, just push the sides outward, while you still have the front coming up like this, you're going to make what English speakers hear as a Slavic L. So that would include like Russian and I think Polish, Ukrainian, anywhere in there with Slavic languages. I apologize if Polish is not Slavic, I think it is. But these languages, when they say an L sound, it has this distinct sound, which is like l, l, l. And it's because the back of that tongue is different. And maybe if you speak a Slavic language and you're like, I don't do that with my tongue, Maybe my description is wrong. That's how it feels and sounds to me. I don't speak those languages, so I'm not the expert there, but you should be able to tell that it doesn't sound exactly like English when we say l, l, l. See how it's kind of lighter instead of l, l. So I know in other languages, there might be some other differences, but let's look at some examples of English words that use the L consonant sound. Leave, lift, left, laugh, love, learn, Luke, low, look, alike, believe, allow. There's a couple combinations. We didn't worry too much about the diphthongs there. It doesn't matter. It's all just normal full L sound. Next time we're going to jump straight into the 4 general rules of linking or connections like I mentioned before, but I wanted to get this one first to address that issue. So questions or comments, as always, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching another English Hacks lesson, and I'll see you guys in the next one.